Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Although you might find it cliche when people say you can manifest your dreams, or you have to be consistent and dedicated in accomplishing your goals / intentions. So no matter how you format the words, there's an underlining understanding on how things work, and half of it is unexplainable and the other half is very explainable. One thing is for certain: if you are consistent and dedicated, you'll achieve what it is that you want to achieve. The underlining blanket of that is your belief. So if you don't believe that you have to work hard to get what you want, then it won't happen that way. But if you do believe that you have to work hard to get what you want, then 100% it's going to be like that. But in this YouTube video, we're gonna be talking about our worst enemy, and that is ourselves. Because before I get into the depth of spirituality and the depth of manifestation and how to manifest, I want to first touch on the subject that's not mostly talked about. Because I can sit here and tell you, affirm 22 times twice a day. Write your goals or your intent 33 times 3 times a day. Write a letter to yourself, don't read it. You guys know all the gimmicks of manifestation, but nothing has worked. And you're wondering, am I doing it wrong? Is this even real? Why is everyone saying that it works if it's not working for me? Well, this is the part that I want to talk about, because I have been a manifester since I was 8 years old. Believe it or not, I didn't know what I was doing up until my late 20s, when I started hearing about scripting. I used to script in my journals, but I didn't know what I was doing. I would just and kid you not, 2 days later, that same exact thing that I would script or write in my journal would happen. And I took that with me all the way up to college. And I've manifested some crazy stuff. And then when I got older and I lost my touch of manifesting, I started digging into, why did this used to work and it's not working the same anymore? We experience different seasons in life, and sometimes that season is bearing fruit of manifestation, joy, happiness, but then that season leaves and you're kind of left high and dry because you know how it used to be, but you don't know how to get back to that, and you feel a little lost. I wanted to make this YouTube channel to answer questions about how to move forward when you feel stuck, using spirituality and logic, because that's what helped me at the end of the day. So I know it's gonna help anyone else going through the same thing. So I wanna go ahead and jump right into it. I said in the beginning, our biggest enemy is ourselves. And I don't say that in a negative light. I say that more shining light towards that. By that I mean, how am I my worst enemy? Or you probably heard that before. The only person stopping me is me. But then the next question is, how do you stop that? How do you move from feeling stuck to feeling like you're moving somewhere? Raise your hand if you've been there when you wake up one day and you look back and reflect on the last month or the last few months, and you feel like you haven't really done anything. You have all of these ideas, but you haven't executed on them just yet. And you ask yourself, or you tell yourself, I know exactly what I need to be doing. Why am I not doing it? And then you start questioning your own self. You start saying, is that the thing that I really want to do? Or is that just something that I'm thinking that I want to do? How do you get clarity on that? This is the first thing I want you to do. I want you to write what it is that you want to accomplish, and then why you want to accomplish that specific thing. After you write why you want to accomplish that, write how you would feel after you have accomplished it. Then, second part to that, once you see that on paper, analyze how you feel. By that I mean, do you feel like you believe in yourself, or are you questioning your ability to get that done? Then I want you to sit with that feeling. Okay, so if you feel like you don't believe in yourself, then the next part to that is answering why. Why don't you believe you would do that thing that you wrote on that paper? And once you get the answer to that, then that, my friend, is your belief. And that's what we need to work on, is that belief. To get into a spiritual rant here really quick, when you intend to do something, a goal or a desire or a manifestation, your body's here, let's say that, and your want is here. There's a gap, right? Now here's the kicker. Over here are the patterns that's been happening in your life. We all have them. What's a pattern? The pattern is every time I go out with a new guy, he always cheats on me. Or he's really jealous. That's a pattern. Or every time I go over my parents' house or my family's house, there's always a fight. They always yell. They always. Those always moments are your patterns. Every time I lose 10 pounds, I gain 30 pounds back. Every time I have $10,000 in my bank account, in 2 weeks it's gone and I only have $1,000. Those are your patterns. On that piece of paper, you're gonna write out your patterns underneath your belief and start seeing what patterns you have to start debunking, because energy goes where the attention goes. So if you have multiple patterns, every time I get a good job, I hate it in a week. Like those patterns, right? Those examples. I hope I'm getting enough examples to get my point across here. But when you write those patterns, like 4 or 5 patterns that always repeat themselves, you have to first unlock those patterns and then your stuff will start manifesting. Now, before everyone starts going at me with the law of assumption and the law of one and all of these laws that are out there, truth is, if your subconscious is holding on to a belief, no matter how much affirmation you are spitting out, if you never believe them because you have all of these beliefs that haven't been debunked, your manifestation is going to be harder to get. And I say that because a manifestation is like a seed. When you water it with belief, it grows stronger. So it can grow like a tree or like a flower, whatever that seed is. The moment that you doubt it or worry about it, imagine that seed just being grabbed right out of the ground and thrown somewhere else. You got to start all over again. And take yourself back in that state of mind and replant the seed and cover it with belief. But then if you keep worrying about it and doubting it, again, that seed is picked up and thrown somewhere else. When we let ourselves go into these patterns and we focus all our energy there, that's where our energy is stuck. When we start ripping those apart and learning the lesson doesn't have to repeat itself. So what happened? There's excess energy. The excess energy is now taken away. It's taken away from I want, I need, I want, and I need, because you're focusing on those patterns. Naturally, what you wrote down on your manifestation is gonna happen easier because you're not holding on to anything. And I hope I'm explaining this really clear. If I'm not, please write down a comment, let me know, and I will do my best in the next video to explain this concept. Easier said than done, but it's also exciting because at any given moment, you can change the path of your life. You can. I've done it so many times. Let's do a recap, okay? So recap is you're gonna grab a journal. This you're gonna write your desire, your goal, your intent, your manifestation. And you're gonna write why you want it and how are you going to feel when you have it. Very important. Underneath that, you're going to write the patterns that you are currently facing. The reason I say it's really important to write down how you feel is because in my next video, we're gonna expand on that and really use it to our benefit so we can start manifesting really fast. With that being said, that's all I wanted to touch on today. I hope this video was absolutely useful for you guys. And leave a comment below. I really wanna know what you guys are trying to manifest. That would be fun because then I can touch on it on the next video. I'll see you next time. Bye.